Welcome back, guys, to the module project. Today I'm going to be introducing the third and final topic, which is called double entry journals. It's a during reading strategy, and usually you're going to be using this in your English classes. And to use double entry journals, you're going to split your paper in half by drawing a line down the middle of your piece of paper, and then you're going to summarize what you read on the right hand side, and then you're going to write down any questions you have on what you read on the other side. And the left hand side is your comments, so you can just say any questions you had or comments on what you read. But I'm going to show you how you can use this in your mathematics class too. So usually what I do is I'll explain a problem to the students, and I'll model what they should be doing. So for the double entry journal in a math class, you're going to have them solve the problem on the left hand side, which is their thinking process, and then on the right hand side they're going to be explaining their work they did on the left hand side. So that's how I use it in my classroom, and it was really successful.
Here's an example of a double entry journal reading strategy that I used in my classroom. I had a lesson plan on slope, and I made this PowerPoint for my students, and it broke up the two columns where students would be given a problem and then they'd solve, and then they also had their thinking process. So here the students had to find the slope, intercept form, and the standard form of the equation of a line that has a slope of 2 and passes through a given point. So the students wrote out their work here and then had their final equation for slope intercept form and also the standard form. And then on the right side, the students give their thinking process. So they can say if they substitute, multiply, divide, add, and then if they have any helpful hints to solve the problem, they can write it out on this column.
For ELL students and students with disabilities, we can modify the double entry journal reading strategy. We can allow students to verbally explain what they would include in the thinking process column. We can allow students to work with a partner to work through both the problem and the explanation. And we can have mathematic terms and vocab listed on the worksheet for students using their explanation.
Now I'm going to be listing the many advantages that I see with using double entry journals in your classroom. The first advantage I see is since the students are explaining their work on the right hand side and showing each step on the left hand side, when they're struggling with a problem or have a question on how they got the problem wrong, then as a teacher you can go back and look at each step they did and maybe notice an error, like, okay, in your third step you added 2 instead of subtracting 2, and so you can point out specifically what their problem was, and so they can go back and fix it and hopefully get the problem right the next time. And another advantage I see is since they're explaining their work, they have to truly understand each step they're doing, and so I think they're gonna understand the problem more if they use this strategy instead of just memorizing a formula and memorizing steps to solve the problem. That's all we've got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video as well as our other two, and have a great school year.